do we overvalue collections? And what do we lose by overvaluing the book in contrast to the poem itself?
Yeah, I don't know if I have a bone to pick. I can talk about, I know what you mean. I do have maybe I have a thing to say. I don't know if I have a bone to pick, because I think people ought to do what's working for them.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I do want people to know that there are other options, is what's important. It's not that there's a bone to pick, it's that this idea of the arc, this idea of the book of poetry, it just is a little, I mean, it seems to me ahistorical in terms of how poems are actually used in the world. Poems are in the visor of your car. Poems are by the door that you walk out of every morning before you leave to go about your day. Poems are on your refrigerator. Poems are in the corner of the mirror above your dresser. That's how poems are used. And poems are in anthologies. I mean, and it's no shade, because when I'm when I'm trying to write a book, I'm trying to write a damn good book. And there are books of poetry I love. I love good book of poetry. What's better than a good book of poetry? Do you know what I mean? But just like I said earlier, the line is the unit. Then what's the unit to a book? A poem. I was on the, I think it was 2014, maybe 2015. It must have been 2015, because in 2014 I had a book out. So in 2015, I was on the National Book Award jury. And I just was frustrated with the fact that a lot of books had very clearly put the book before the poem, such that what I was reading was poetry, but not necessarily poems. And I didn't understand why that was happening to me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's wrong with poems. And I think I do think that definitely like in the late 2000s, the late 2000 teens, we were really in a world where, we're still like, everybody wants to write these books of prose poems with pictures in them and graphs. I'm not against that, I just would like to know that you could write a line. I would like to know that that's a possibility for you. And maybe that's not, and that's cool. That doesn't mean that what you made isn't a poem. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But there's an option out there that actually is what we were all about. Poems. And then suddenly people just weren't about that anymore. People were about, for a little while, maybe I less have an understanding of what's happening today, but for a little while, I just felt like people were about the book that was hybrid. The word hybrid was such an important word, had become like, you wasn't doing shit if you wasn't writing a hybrid thing. What is this? Is this a short story or a poem or what? Is this a nonfiction lyric essay? And like that was supposed to, get everybody wet. Do you know what I'm saying? And they just don't really turn, I get it. Like I've read those books and they were good. So I don't have a problem with the existence of that. And I love that people can try that like you try anything else. But then there's this other thing, and I don't want everybody to feel like you can't continue to try that too. Mm-hmm. And I get a kick out of poems as machines, man. I really do, And I also think that if you look at the poem that way, then it widens aesthetic diversity. It widens the poets you can appreciate and love. You have more if you can read poems, right? If you get into poems, you can love A Summer's Day by Mary Oliver, which is a machine. Do you know what I'm saying? You can love anything by Robert Duncan while you are loving A Summer's Day by Mary Oliver. Do you understand what I mean? Like you can love anything. You can love SOS by Amiri Baraka. Do you know what I'm saying? While also loving White Dog by Carl Phillips. Because you have an appreciation for the poem as its own artifact, as a machine. You open this conversation talking about the hood. as an automobile, as a microwave, which, if you can start to think about poems in that way, then you can work on them in that way, right? And you can also begin to think about them as having a function on earth.